Hey guys, I want to show you something that could be the new farming method for Borderlands 3. A lot of people like to farm Graveward for XP and legendaries, but there's another boss that's much easier to kill with a lot less equipment that's needed, and you get the same amount of legendaries and the same massive amount of XP. This easier method involves the vault boss, the Rampager, and with this method, you don't shoot him at all to kill him, and it's a really quick method. You don't need a special character, you don't need a special loadout, or a ton of equipment. You only need one thing. The only thing you're going to need is an artifact that when you slam, it plants an electrified coil that does shock damage to nearby enemies. And you'll see that ability at the bottom of the artifact in the description. And the red text is going to read "the power is yours." So that's what you're looking for. The one that I'm using is called Sparkplug Commander Planetoid. These planetoids have different types of elemental abilities. Again, you want the shock damage one, and the one that plants a electrified coil when you slam, and then all the other stats are definitely going to vary depending on what you find. This one here that I found is really powerful and probably one of the better ones because I have a plus 16% shock damage, and then I have an 88% slam bonus damage with the shock. And the shock elemental is definitely key here. He has no immunity or resistance to it. Now he does go into immune stages, but whenever he is available and vulnerable to be killed, this shock absolutely wrecks him. Now this boss fight is not going to be 30 seconds long like Graveward is, and that might be the only downside. And the reason why it takes a little bit longer is because you gotta wait for that immunity stage to go away, and he has 2 of them. Before I go any further, I want to give a massive shout out to Johnny Garcia. He emailed me and made a video and posted it on YouTube and shared it with me, and there might be other people that have posted this as well and are doing it, and I just haven't seen that yet, but shout out to them as well. To get to the Rampager, you need to get to the Forgotten Basilica, and this is the very first vault boss that you'll fight in the game. To kill him, all you're going to be using is the slam, so you need to get up high on some kind of platform so you can get a good jump so that you can use the crouch button to slam down, and you're trying to get close to him whenever you plant this coil in the ground. When you get into the arena, you need to get to the center so it will trigger him to come at you, and then you can get up on this platform right here. This seems to be a good spot because he's going to come to the center of the arena, and you can just run off of this, jump and launch and slam and plant that coil. The first time you plant the coil and you make connection to him, it's going to take that first segment off of his health, and then he's going to trigger that immune stage. During his immune stage, you can't damage him with the shock coil, but he stays in the immune stage for 30 seconds. So if you time it, then you can have another shock coil planted on the ground when he becomes unimmune and vulnerable again. I didn't do that here because when I was playing, I wasn't really sure how long his immune stage lasted, and yeah, it's about 30 seconds. And the coils last 8 seconds, and you can only have one down at a time. If you put one down and then put another one down, the first one will disappear. So for the second phase, I just waited for him to get to the center, planted another coil. It took off the second portion of his health bar, put him in his second stage of immunity, and then you wait another 30 seconds, and I noticed the last segment of his health goes pretty fast once you're able to shock him for the last time, and sometimes I've been able to instantly kill him right after he came out of this immunity, but sometimes he'll immediately jump away and that coil won't make contact. Right here, I almost had it timed perfectly. Whenever I landed that coil, he came out of immunity, and it did a lot of damage to him before he could run off. Also, I'm at level 50 doing this on Mayhem Mode 3, so he's at his most difficult, and one thing you want to pay attention to if you're doing Mayhem Mode is look at the modifications in the lobby. I notice you can kill him no matter what the modifications are if you have bonuses or deficits, but there's one that will definitely slow this down, but you can still do it, and it's the one that says minus 50% shock damage. And obviously it will take twice as long to kill him with that modification, but it's totally doable. I tested this online and offline, and it works great on both. If you're Mayhem Mode 3 online, you're going to be getting around 38,000 XP. If you are offline, you'll be getting around 243,000 XP, so it's just like Graveward. As far as the legendaries that he drops, when I was online, sometimes I didn't get any legendaries, and the most I saw was like 2 or 3, but offline I was getting like 5 or 6 at a time. There are some guardians that come into the arena, but with this slam and this shock coil, it kills everything, and nothing was messing with me. This definitely definitely seems way overpowered, and if this gains a lot of popularity, I could see them trying to nerf this in some way. And as far as skill tree or action skills, it doesn't really matter. You don't need any of it. This coil is so powerful on its own. It will carry you through this fight. You can see how fast it's killing him. In addition to him dropping the legendaries, you can obviously go into the vault. There's going to be 4 boxes where you can find legendaries also. And I noticed that on PC, I would open all 4 boxes, and when I came right back in and farmed him again and went back into the vault, there were 2 out of the 4 boxes that respawned and replenished every time. And again, I'm on PC and it worked for me, but it might be different for PlayStation or Xbox. I know PlayStation, it wasn't as consistent, but sometimes you would come in and yeah, they would be replenished occasionally. And as far as where you can get one of these artifacts that does this slam with the shot coil, I got mine at Cistern of Slaughter. That's the creature arena. This artifact will be a world drop and you can get it anywhere, and there is an event going on this week that might help you get your hands on one of these. Borderlands is hosting a rare boss event where there are bosses that I think spawn more frequently and now drop certain legendary items more frequently. For this event that's going on right now, there is a rare boss that spawns in the anvil called the Mother of Grogans, and right now she has more of a chance of dropping random legendary artifacts. I've got a video going up right after this that shows you how to kill her with just 1 melee. It's super easy and really easy to set up, but that will make the farming a lot faster. Here's a map of the anvil, and you can see the portion of the map that she's located on. I've got my crosshairs right there, and in the description for this event, they're saying that you need to be on Mayhem mode or True Vault Hunter mode only to get this increase in legendary artifacts. I'll have that video up shortly, and I hope this helped you guys out, and we'll see you next video.
Like what you see?